So we wrapped up the other day talking about standard deviation and the fact that we can do it with our calculator and all of that. Okay, so there's just a couple more little things here to finish the notes for this chapter, and then we'll go into some examples and stuff. So sometimes you have to decide if it's appropriate to use the mean or the median to describe the center of a distribution. Okay, and you may be like, why does that really matter? Okay, sometimes it makes a drastic difference. Okay, not in every case. In some cases it's nice and neat and it's perfectly symmetric and they're both the same and you don't have to worry about picking it. But sometimes it's not that easy. So we have to remember the median is resistant to the skew. The mean is pulled in the direction of the skew. Okay, so sometimes if we have a lot of data kind of like toward the left, okay, then we're going to have that left skew, and so it's going to cause the mean to be off, okay, or obviously it could also go the other direction. And so we have to decide first if we're using mean or median, and then from there it determines if we're going to use standard deviation or that IQR, the interquartile range that we saw the other day. So I'm sure you would love to know how to tell which one you're supposed to do. So if your data is unimodal and symmetric, use the mean and standard deviation to describe it. If the data is skewed, okay, left or right, okay, so if it's skewed multimodal, okay, so like the other day we looked at the examples of if it was like bimodal, okay, it could be more than that, which we just consider multimodal, but that's an example, or if it's just non-symmetric, use the median and IQR to describe it. Not that I really care, but whoever's phone just went off, you may want to turn the ringer off just for whenever you go to another class.
Mine went off?
I heard a ding. I don't know whose it was, but everybody may want to check.
Yeah, I'm gonna check.
I don't care. I'm not going to take it, I promise. I
Mine
just...
will do not disturb. I don't
Mm.
If mine dings on do not disturb, then it's dying.
You know, Mine is on, my iPad's on Do Not Disturb, but you wouldn't know it because every little notification pops up.
My iPad does that too.
I even turned off notifications and they still pop up.
Mine do it too.
Somebody explain that one to me. Like, please explain
My
that.
iPad, same thing.
So if your phone was off or like you're on your lock screen, if it's on Do Not Disturb, it won't like make any noise or it won't show you. But like when you're on your phone, it won't silence and
Yeah, but like, I even turn notifications off. Like, I have it on Do Not Disturb and that, just so that it doesn't like record them all into the video.
Mine still does.
Because it's super annoying. But, you know, whatever. It makes no sense.
Sarah, can you explain the quadrant thing again?
The what?
The Q thing.
IQR?
Yeah, can you explain it?
Yeah. Does everybody have this? I'll scroll back up and we'll...
Wait, is this all of the notes?
There's 2 little graph pictures going below it, but they're really small. So, with IQR, okay, we're going to look when we do our examples and it'll make a little more sense, but basically you're going to be given a whole bunch of data, a whole bunch of random numbers for different things. You know, how many times it rained this month or how much rain we got each day this month. And it's going to give you, 30 numbers or whatever. You put them all in your calculator in a list, okay? And then you're going to run the 5-number summary on this, okay? It's going to be under one variable stats. But we're going to run a 5-number summary, and then what's going to happen is it's going to give you a min value, a max value, which just by looking at the numbers, you should be able to tell that off the top of your head, just visual, okay? The Q1, Q2, and Q3, the Q2 is going to be the median value, okay, that comes up. And then the Q1 and Q3 are 25% of the data below the median and 25% above. So we're looking at that middle 50% when we're considering the median with the skewed option down there, okay?
Okay.
So, again, it will make a little more sense once you start to see examples, like, and when we actually throw numbers in there, you'll be like, oh, like, that makes sense, like, where they're getting that from in words. I know it's a little weird, but.
Makes a little more sense.
Yeah. So, it's basically the middle 50% of the data that you have. And then, obviously, there could be outliers in there as well, like, if it, for example, if with the raining, like, if it rained, between 0 and 1 inches, like, every couple days, let's just say. And then all of a sudden, one day, a hurricane comes through and we get, like, 2 feet of rain. That's going to be an outlier day. And so that's going to show up as your max. But you have to know that that's a scenario where it's going to pull your distribution. And so we're going to switch and go to the IQR and the median to get it more an accurate representation of what we want. But it'll all make more sense when we do examples, because I know it's confusing to just hear the notes and stuff like that. So, losing my pencil. Okay. Oh, look, it did it again. It wouldn't do it this morning, and it did it again.
Oh my god. What even is that?
Well, I was trying to do this, and it converted itself. Okay, so in this case, we're going to have something like that. This one. All right, so which one of these is symmetric and which one's skewed? Symmetric is this one, and skewed over here. Okay, so if the graph looks relatively similar to the one on the left, okay, we would look at the mean and standard deviation. I don't remember if I said it the other day, but a lot of times I will abbreviate this SD, okay, just to make it easier. Your calculator will sometimes use S, and it will sometimes use a sigma, okay, to show the difference in the two. And we'll talk about, not so much in this section, but later we'll get to more what the difference is in the two of them. Okay, if we have this skewed option, we would be using the median. Okay, which remember, that's just the middle value. and then the IQR. All right, so that's all the notes for this section. So I'm going to stop this and then I'll start another one to go over the worksheet thing.